Today I'm going to teach you how to do high key photography using only 2 inexpensive Speedlights. And the first part, of course, is that you'll notice is that the 2 Speedlights are off camera. So the first thing that we need to know is how do we get these guys to trigger? And there are a variety of different techniques, all of which are covered on this YouTube channel. In fact, I've got right here a selection of buttons for Canon, Nikon, Sony, Pentax, and Olympus, how to set up the wireless flash for those systems. Also, I've got for radio slaves, I have a directory on how to choose a radio slave, which ones are the best, and how to set those up, as well as inexpensive slave trippers. And I'll also even teach you how to use the light stand. How do you hook up this Speedlight to a stand, and which stand to choose. And all of those videos are, again, right here in the handy annotations on YouTube. But what I want to do is teach you the technique and the idea behind high key photography. The first part is that there needs to be a separate light that does nothing but light the wall, and that has to be 2 stops overexposed. And the reason why it has to be 2 stops overexposed is because if we give it regular exposure, you're going to get middle gray, because that's what regular exposure is. It's trying to match middle gray. We don't want that. We want it to be blown out, just like a very, very blown out backlit situation. And therefore, to do that, we need to do exposure override on the second flash. And I've got videos here teaching you how to do ratio lighting for Speedlights. So if you want a situation where you're going to control your aperture, simply put your camera on aperture priority, and you'll notice on the images that I've done today, I've got it on ISO 100 so that I could shoot at 250th of a second at f2.8, which would match this lens. And you'll notice that I have the Gary Fong power snoot. Now, this is a very key part of this, because if I don't have a power snoot on the model, I'm in danger of casting a shadow on the model from the key light. What this one does is it directs light away from the background, letting this rear flash do nothing but spray the background with complete white. Also, what's nice about this is it gives a very, very beautiful sculpting look and a very, very directional type of light. So what you have is best of both worlds. You've got a completely white background, and you've got a completely sharp, contrasty, sculpted light on the subject without any shadow on the background. So that's basically a very inexpensive setup. 2 Speedlights, 1 power snoot, and some way of triggering these 2, all of which are covered in my nearly 300 videos at this channel, Gary Fong's YouTube channel. Please visit my, subscribe, make sure to subscribe, and visit my e-store, GaryFongEstore.com, or your favorite camera retailer near you. Now, let's go to the model shoot. Okay, so let me explain the setup. I've got here down on the ground 12 feet between the front and the back. Your subject is going to be around 6 feet away from the fold. And I have the power snoot. And the nice thing about the power snoot is that because it's on TTL, whatever the model does, it's going to be the proper exposure. I just basically had the 1 flash on the ground, and that's the entire setup. It's nothing more than that, just basically 1 light stand, 1 flash on the ground, and an inexpensive rollout paper. And as you can see, I'm in the middle of a barn here, so we can do this anywhere, okay? We'll just do a whole bunch of images, and you can just do whatever you want.